Gente, o que dizer de São Paulo? Decepcionada com as eleições dos vereadores, né? Óbvio. Quer dizer, candidatas verdadeiramente feministas não foram eleitas. A mulher mais votada é homem. E as bancadas de palhaçada do pessoal todas foram eleitas. Quem votou nessas porra? Eu espero que não tenha sido ninguém de vocês. Quem foi, sai da minha página, juro por Deus.
In one of the craziest stories about the transgender culture war that I have read in years, a Brazilian woman is facing up to 25 years in prison for the so-called crime of misgendering.
Her real crime? She said something on the internet. That's it. Words came out of her mouth, and now, wait for it, she's facing 25 years in prison.
Had her entire life turned upside down. Try and think of it, that you have to leave your country, leave your family, leave your friends, leave your livelihood, simply because you know that men are not women.
Cepa is the first Brazilian since the end of our military dictatorship to be granted political asylum on the grounds of state persecution, and the first woman in the world to receive this status for being targeted over her dissent on trans ideology.
Nem mesmo em espaços que deveriam ser dedicados ao livre pensamento, como nas universidades e na internet, mulheres têm conseguido se expressar sem sofrer represálias. Em 2020, Isabella Cepa comentou em uma rede social que a mulher mais votada em São Paulo era um homem, e a partir disso, enfrentou um processo judicial com ameaças de 25 anos de prisão.
I'm just a marketing person, I'm a graphic designer, but I had my Instagram page where I used to talk about domestic and sexual violence since 2016. Sharing content information, and those were always like my main topics. Until it got to a point in which we couldn't talk about women's issues anymore, because before that we had to come to an agreement on what is a woman. I found out by the media. It was on the biggest newspaper of Brazil, Folha de São Paulo. This news that I was charged with 5 counts of racism and I could take from 10 to 25 years in prison. That's how I found out. I spent 2 years without knowing it. I said the most voted woman in São Paulo was a man. I knew this was one problem, but there were 5 counts, so what were the other 4? At this point, my Twitter account was already taken down without my knowledge and against Brazilian law and constitution. I just couldn't leave my house because people would take pictures of me or record videos. So I had to close my business. It's been 3 years that I'm looking for a job and I can't manage to find a job.
Ela se referiu a Érika Hilton, travesti que entrou com um processo criminal contra ela e inúmeras manobras judiciais, levando Isabella a precisar deixar o país.
Partiu, Marrocos. Mais uma vez.
I was taking a flight. And at the airport, at the immigration counter, when I gave my passport to the officer, he was like, "Are you aware of any lawsuit against you?" I'm aware because 2 years ago it was on the news, but I had no access to the files and I had no idea what it is regarding. So he started reading the case files on the computer there at the counter, and he was like, "This makes no sense." So he had to take me to the restricted area of the airport, and then I went into a room with 8 federal officers. They all read the files, and they came to the conclusion that it was a case of political persecution because there was no legal basis for the case. My passport was flagged in case I tried to leave the country. And then he called the cabin crew and he told them, "Do not close the doors of this airplane until this passenger is inside this airplane." He escorted me to the plane, and when he was taking me there, he was like, "If you have the opportunity, just don't come back. It's not safe for you to be here." And I was supposed to spend 4 days, and I was like in the airplane with a block of paper. And then I started reading, and I understood that the 4 other charges were retweets. It was about posts that I wasn't even the author of. I had to decide my entire future on the flight, basically.
Cheguei, Marrocos.
I miss everything. I miss being with my friends. The most difficult part of this is not being able to have any kind of social interactions. I cannot trust anyone, so I cannot make friends. I avoid meeting people. I avoid telling them where I'm from. If I hear anyone speaking Portuguese, I run because I don't know if I can trust these people with my location. Sometimes on weekends, I would like to, just have a barbecue with my friends. And this is something that I cannot have. I wanted to, on a weekend, just go to my best friends and watch Shrek, and share silence with the people I love, and I cannot do that. I had an episode of something that was a mystery for many doctors. I was admitted in 4 different hospitals in 2 different countries, and nobody knew what I had. My head would spin like crazy, as if I was inside a barrel in the ocean, 24/7, even when I was sleeping. It was anxiety. I ended up in the psychiatric hospital. I couldn't stand up alone anymore, so then a friend had to come to stay with me, to help me take showers, eat, because I could not even sit. It's countless how many times I had suicidal thoughts during this journey. I got very close to it. My friends are telling me, we didn't think you would make it alive. It's unbelievable to me too. I don't even know how I got here alive. I cannot make any plans. This is part of all of this drill because you never know when you're gonna have to leave a country, So my plan is to survive, first of all.
Devido a essa perseguição, Isabella conseguiu o reconhecimento do status de refugiada política em um país da Europa. Um episódio sem precedentes desde o período da ditadura.
A deputada, ela tem um histórico de trabalhar em prol das mulheres ou não?
Se você comete transfobia, você é criminosa. O que você acredita tem que ficar dentro da sua cabeça ou dentro da sua própria casa. A Ku Klux Klan acreditava que negros eram inferiores. Hitler tinha uma crença de que judeus eram inferiores.
Ela não foi a única a ser penalizada por se expressar sobre o tema.
Não serei silenciada nessa sessão.
Raquel Marques foi expulsa de um mandato coletivo de deputada na Assembleia Legislativa de São Paulo, após ser acusada de transfobia por dizer que gostaria que a esquerda desse tanto valor aos direitos da infância quanto aos direitos de pessoas trans. Isadora Borges tornou-se alvo de representação criminal por compartilhar uma frase de uma pensadora feminista.
Eu estava no hospital, me recuperando inclusive de uma tentativa de suicídio, e aí eu fiquei sabendo que a polícia estava me procurando.
Karen Mizuno, mulher lésbica e feminista, foi investigada após comentar sobre as práticas da arqueologia na identificação de sexo biológico em fósseis. Os episódios se acumulam. Em comum, o cerceamento da liberdade de mulheres falarem sobre a sua realidade compartilhada. Professoras e pesquisadoras têm suas produções acadêmicas rejeitadas e eventos cancelados, enquanto artigos travestidos de ciência encontram espaço e validação. Multiplicam-se performances vazias como se fossem produções científicas, erodindo a própria academia e o conhecimento científico.
Por que não dançar em sala de aula? Por que a música e a dança não podem também nos educar? Em breve vou abrir a escolinha do cu.